Yo, let's go over 5 steps to start making 6 figures right now. Before we get into it, as always, be sure to hit that subscribe and like button. It really helps me out, helps the channel grow so I can keep bringing you cool videos like this one. Thanks, and let's get into it. So I feel like there's a lot of videos on this topic about how you can make 6 figures quick or become the best at whatever, but there's not really a lot of practical applications or tangible advice you can follow because the people spewing this shit haven't actually done it. That's not the same case for me. I worked a 6-figure job as a software engineer in the gaming industry for multiple years. I've started my own business that's making 6 figures now. And there's kind of a general blueprint that you can follow for not every road looks the same, but this blueprint kind of irons out the template that you can follow for the individual steps. So without further ado, let's get into the first step for how you can start making 6 figures literally right now. The first step is picking a high value skill. Now, when I say high value skill, I mean anything that people currently need in the current market. For example, it's not very hard to become a busboy. The reason is because there's such a big demand for it and the skill level needed to perform the job is relatively low. So some high value skills are things like coding. There's a huge demand for it and it's not easy to do. Another high value skill, sales. There's a huge demand for it. Literally any business is just having something to offer and then learning how to sell it, right? So sales, it's not something that's easy to do. It takes time to get good at it. So these high value skills aren't things that you can just sort of pick up right now and be the master. You can pick them up right now, but you have to work at them every day and start applying them in a way that they can start making you money. Awesome. Now that you've chosen a high value skill, step 2 is to practice, practice, practice. Practicing is so important that you need to cut out at least 4 hours a day for it every day if you can, and strive every day to hit that goal. If you miss it, it's fine, but try to hit 4 hours every day. Let's say you pick coding, for example. Go to a YouTube channel where you can learn how to code. Then once you master how to code in that language, you can start building your own projects. Once you've built your own project, you can build your own app. And once you've built your own app, all of a sudden you've become skilled at coding. And now you've built up your high value skill over time to where you could start making money from it. So it can definitely be a bit confusing getting started to practice a high value skill, right? It's like, I don't really know where to start, where to go. So here's a couple tips on how you can get started on practicing. So first, I would look up a YouTube video on how to start coding or selling or whatever skill it is you've decided to pursue. And start with the basics and do one of the first videos you see so you can get into the realm of what it is. The second thing you can do is you can start to follow like-minded channels and accounts that are maybe building their own projects or doing something more advanced in the field, so you can gain a bit of inspiration and have role models to look up to where you could be if you keep practicing the skill. And the third step is, after you've practiced and you've followed a lot of tutorials, start to get creative in your own world with how you could apply that skill to your own project, your own business, how you could start really exercising the skill that you've built in the best way possible. So this is gonna take us into step 3, which is getting a job or starting your own business around the skill. Once you've practiced and become good enough to where you can use these skills in the real world, for example, you've built an app because you've gotten so good at coding, you won't even need a college degree because you're so experienced at what you do that the proof is in the pudding. So you can apply to jobs with a resume that's tailored towards tech or tailored towards sales. I've been using those 2 examples in the video, but it could be digital marketing, any high value skill, to where you've built a portfolio from all of this part-time experience that you've built, right? And now the companies say, oh wow, they have a ton of experience. Look at this project they've built. That'd be great. You now can get into an entry-level job that's gonna pay you anywhere between $50,000 and $100,000 a year. And if you're lucky, you'll have benefits too. Now that you've gotten on the job and you have daily experience where you can practice the skill and get better and better every day, This is where you want to become the best at what you do and keep practicing while you're making money so you can become the absolute best at this skill. So I told you in the beginning of this video that I was going to give you very tangible examples of how you can apply this stuff. So here's one that I would do if you are confused on where to start. First, I would find a skill like auto detailing, right? So auto detailing, you can charge anywhere between $200 and $400 to clean the inside of somebody's car, and the outside too, maybe, I don't know. You could go on YouTube to watch how to detail a car, get really good at it. Then for practice, you could go to Home Depot or whatever store you needed to buy all of the materials for a minimum cost, not anything crazy, just $200 worth of materials to start detailing cars, right? And you could practice on a friend's car for free. You could do your parents' car. You could do anybody's car for free, just so you get good at it, right? Now that you've gotten good at the skill, you could start knocking doors and you could say, hey, I'm out here, I've just detailed a couple cars. Can I detail yours? It's $250 flat rate. And I do the inside, outside, whatever. And go up to every door with a car in the driveway and see if you can clean their cars. I guarantee you, if you do this for 10 hours every day, you'll go home with $600. Which is way more than 6 figures every year. I'll put the number above my head right now once I have a calculator. But that's just one tangible example of how you can get started with the 3 steps that I've already talked about. Now that we've covered the first 3 steps that'll get you the foundation of where you're looking to go, the 4th step is becoming marketable. So becoming marketable is really important because this is where you market your skills to the world and you start to get attention for your skills, you become desirable in the job market, and you're gonna get big offers for your skills. So a really great tool to use is LinkedIn. Build a LinkedIn profile. If you need help doing that, I offer free services to help people get started on their roadmap for their career. Go to our website at astronomicstudios.net and book a free call with me. So LinkedIn is one way to do it. Indeed is another place to do it. Build out your social media to where you're marketable through your skills. Now, once you become marketable, you'll start to notice that the work starts to come a lot easier because you've built an accredited brand for yourself, you've done work, and you've built up the correct foundation to where if you've started your own business, maybe now you have a Google page and there's so many reviews you have from the work you've been doing while you had your job and were practicing that you're getting a lot of phone calls for whatever your business is. You're getting LinkedIn messages about teams that want you on as a developer or a digital marketer. So being marketable is an important step that you need to take after you get your job so that you can continue to build upon the foundation and push into or way past that initial 6-figure mark that we've hit. And for the 5th and final step, it sounds a bit corny, but it's true, and it's work the hardest. So when you work the hardest at whatever it is that you're doing, over time, you end up just surpassing everybody else who's near you, right? So for my business, I started a home service company, and there's 2 competitors in the area who work strictly off of phone calls, but we go out every day and knock doors and steal clients from them and build our own client base because we are working so damn hard at getting clients and doing a good job for them. So when you work the hardest, you notice these compounding effects that really push you in and past that 6-figure mark once you've built up the skill you've been working on. So this is why it's really important to stay disciplined and work really hard at the skill that you've set aside for yourself. And hopefully by this point, it's making you a good amount of money to where you can be doing it full time and you can really start to invest more and more into the skill and see the rewards of that. I mentioned this a bit in the earlier section, but if you're struggling with any of these steps, go to astronomicstudios.net and book a free 30-minute call with me. I help people iron out their career maps and where they are now to where they want to be. So definitely book a call and we can get you on the track to making 6 figures. So that wraps up this video. If you enjoyed it and you learned something, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe and like button. I'm gonna be producing a lot more content like this, a lot of video game stuff, a lot of career related stuff. So definitely ring the notification bell so you don't miss a video.